Stop scrolling. Right now. I mean it. Heaven just froze your finger on this screen for a reason. You were 3 seconds away from missing the most important message of your life. 3 seconds. The enemy wanted you to scroll past this. He needed you distracted right now because what I'm about to tell you will shatter every chain he's wrapped around your calling. Don't you dare leave. Not yet. Something catastrophic was about to happen in your life within the next 72 hours. A door you were going to walk through, it would have destroyed you. A person you were about to trust again, they were positioned to betray you one more time. But God said, "Not my child," and He stopped you here. Listen to me very carefully. If you click away right now, you will miss the one thing written in heaven with your name on it. Your actual name, not someone else's breakthrough, yours. There is work on this earth that only a handful of people were built to carry. Most people live their whole lives and never find out why they suffered, why they were rejected, why nothing ever came easy. You're about to find out. Before this message ends, you will finally understand why your life never looked normal, why you never fit in, why the people closest to you could never see you. You were not preserved for comfort, my beloved. You were preserved for assignment. Now stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will change everything. I know why you're here. You didn't find this by accident. You were led, and I need you to hear something that nobody else has had the courage to tell you. Your life has been hard. Not just difficult, hard in a way that doesn't make sense. You gave everything. You showed up. You loved people who didn't love you back. You worked jobs that broke your body and barely paid your bills. You raised children who grew up and forgot to call. You buried people you thought you'd grow old with. And somewhere along the way, you started wondering if any of it mattered. If anyone even sees you anymore. I see you, my child. I see you lying awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, asking God if He's forgotten your name. I see you smiling during the day, pretending everything's fine, while your heart is crying out for just one person to ask if you're okay. I see the bills on your kitchen table, the prescriptions you can't afford, the phone that doesn't ring anymore. I see you sitting alone in rooms that used to be full of laughter. You weren't supposed to end up here, were you? This wasn't the plan. You thought by now things would be easier. You thought loyalty would be rewarded. You thought love would come back to you. But it didn't. And the worst part, the part you don't say out loud, is that you're starting to believe you don't matter anymore. That your best years are behind you. That you missed your moment. My beloved child, listen to me. You didn't miss anything. You weren't abandoned. You were being repositioned. Every person who walked away, they were clearing space. Every door that closed, it was sealing off a path that would have destroyed you. Every night you cried yourself to sleep, heaven was recording it. Not one tear hit the ground without being seen. You think you've been forgotten, but you've been watched. You think you've been overlooked, but you've been studied. The pain you've carried wasn't random, my child. It was selective. It was assigned, because there is work on this earth that only the broken can do. Only the tested can carry. Only the faithful can complete. And you, yes, you were chosen for it long before you were born. Your suffering had a purpose. Your isolation had a reason. And everything you lost was preparing you for everything you're about to gain. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you will make every single tear worth it. Stop and breathe for a moment, my child, because what I'm about to tell you is going to rearrange everything you thought you knew about your life. You think you were broken. You weren't. You were being filtered. Let me say that again. Filtered, not punished, not cursed. Filtered. God does not assign sacred work to distracted souls. He doesn't hand keys to kingdoms to people who are still chasing approval from crowds that will never understand them. So He let you sit in the silence. He let you lose the friends. He let the money dry up for a season. He let you feel invisible while others around you seemed to be celebrated for doing half of what you did. And you cried out, "Why me? What did I do wrong?" My beloved, you did nothing wrong. You were being prepared. There is a paradox that only the chosen ones know. The more weight you are built to carry, the less applause you will receive while you're being built. Moses was hidden in a basket. Joseph was delayed in a prison. Anna waited decades in a temple, unseen, unnoticed, faithful, and yet every single one of them was right on time. Your suffering wasn't random. It was surgical. Every betrayal you endured taught you who not to trust when the real assignment begins. Every financial drought trained you not to build your life on money, but on something unshakable. Every night you cried yourself to sleep in loneliness. Heaven was stripping you of the need for human validation. Because, my child, the work you are being called to do cannot be done by someone who still needs permission from people who don't even know their own calling. You were never meant to escape this world. You were meant to stabilize it. Do you hear me? Stabilize it. While everyone else runs from the fire, you were built to stand in it and not burn. While everyone else quits when it gets hard, you were wired to press through when there's no evidence that anything is working. That's not weakness. That's design. Your silence wasn't failure. It was training. Your losses didn't strip you of value. They stripped you of ego. And now, right now, heaven is about to unlock the reason you went through all of it. Because the assignment that has your name on it requires someone who has already been tested. Someone who can't be bought, can't be distracted, can't be shaken. And my beloved child, that someone is you. Listen to me, my child. Every person who dismissed you, every voice that told you that you weren't enough, every hand that let go of yours when you needed it most, heaven saw it all. Every single moment. And I need you to understand something right now. You don't need to fight them. You don't need to prove anything. You don't even need to say a word. Because while they were walking away, heaven was taking notes. While they were whispering about you, angels were writing reports. While they were celebrating what they took from you, God was recalibrating the scales. And here's what most people don't understand about divine justice. It doesn't come with fire and fury. It doesn't come with public humiliation. It comes with reversal. Quiet, undeniable, irreversible reversal. The same people who underestimated you just revealed their position in your story. They were never meant to go where you're going. They were only there to test whether you would stay true when no one was watching. And you did. You stayed faithful when it made no sense. You kept praying when the room was empty. You kept believing when every door slammed shut. That wasn't weakness, beloved. That was preparation. Because what tried to break you actually exposed itself. It showed you who couldn't handle your next level. It showed you who was intimidated by the light you carry. And now heaven is removing them, not because you asked, but because where you're going, they can't survive. Your vindication isn't coming through confrontation. It's coming through elevation. You won't have to defend yourself. Your life is about to defend you. You won't have to explain what happened. What's about to happen will explain everything. See, there's a spiritual law most people never learn. When someone walks away from a chosen one, they don't just lose you. They lose access to the blessing that was covering you. They lose the grace that was protecting them because they were connected to you. And they won't understand it at first. But in time, they'll feel the withdrawal. They'll sense the shift. They'll recognize that something they can't name is missing. And that's not your concern anymore. Your job now is to let heaven finish what it started. God is not interested in making you right. He's interested in making you whole. He's not interested in punishing them. He's interested in promoting you. And here's the part that's going to set you free, my beloved child. You don't need their apology. You don't need their acknowledgement. You don't need them to see what they did. Because heaven already saw it. And heaven already responded. The verdict is in. The sentence has been passed. And the sentence is this: restoration for you, removal for everything that held you back. Your vindication will come so quietly that you'll barely notice it at first. But one morning, you'll wake up and realize you're not angry anymore. You're not waiting for that phone call anymore. You're not wondering when they'll finally understand. Because you'll be so deeply settled in your new season that the old one won't even make sense to you anymore. That's when you'll know justice came. Not with noise, with peace. Now listen closely, my beloved child. Something is shifting. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. There's a page turning in heaven with your name written across the top. And this new chapter doesn't look like anything you've lived through before. Because this time, You're not entering a season of striving. You're entering a season of clarity, not chaos. Clarity. For the first time in longer than you can remember, you're going to wake up, and the fog will be gone. The confusion that's been clouding every decision, every relationship, every step forward, it's lifting. And in its place, there's a softer light. Not blinding, not harsh, just soft, warm, clear. The kind of light that doesn't demand anything from you. It just shows you the way. And my child, the way forward is so much simpler than you think. You've been taught that blessing comes through hustle. That provision comes through anxiety. That if you're not exhausted, you're not faithful. But that was never heaven's design for you. This new season is about alignment, not hustle. It's about being in the right place at the right time, not being in every place all the time. And here's what that looks like in your real life. Financially, you're going to feel an easing, not because you suddenly struck gold, but because wisdom is going to replace worry. Opportunities you didn't even know existed are going to present themselves quietly. A door opening without noise. A conversation that leads somewhere. A decision that finally makes sense. You won't have to chase it. It will find you. Because you're finally standing still long enough to be found. And your health, beloved, your body that's been carrying so much for so long, it's about to experience stabilization. Not because of some miracle pill, but because peace is going to do what medicine couldn't. When your mind stops racing, your body stops fighting. When you stop living in survival mode, your nervous system remembers how to rest. And rest is where healing lives. Then there's your relationships. And I know this part might sting a little at first, but you need to hear it. Your circle is going to get smaller, much smaller, but infinitely safer. The people who are about to walk into your life don't need you to perform. They don't need you to prove your worth. They don't need you to carry them. They're going to meet you as an equal. And for the first time, you're going to be believed, not questioned, not doubted, believed. When you speak, they'll listen. When you need space, they'll give it. When you set a boundary, they'll respect it. Because this new season isn't about gathering a crowd. It's about cultivating depth. And here's the most important shift of all. My chosen one. Your value is no longer measured by your output. Not by how much you produce. Not by how many people you help. Not by how busy you are or how needed you are. Your value is measured by your presence. Just you. Being you. Breathing. Existing. Resting. That's enough. That's always been enough. And in this new season, you're finally going to believe it. Because heaven isn't asking you to do more. Heaven is asking you to be more of who you already are. The striving is over. The performing is done. The page has turned. And what's written on this next one is so much gentler than anything you've known. Welcome home, beloved. Welcome to the season where you finally get to breathe. Now I'm going to tell you what you were actually put on this earth to do. And I need you to listen closely, my beloved child. Because this is not what you think. You were not called to be loud. You were not called to build an empire. You were not called to chase crowds or collect followers or prove anything to anyone. You were called to carry something. Something most people can't even see. You are a carrier, not a performer. And there's a massive difference. Performers need applause. Carriers need obedience. Performers need stages. Carriers need stillness. Your work on this earth is not about what you do. It's about what you hold. You hold space in rooms where everyone else is falling apart. You hold truth in conversations where everyone else is bending. You hold peace in moments where everyone else is panicking. And most of the time, no one will even notice. But heaven does. Because while they're running, you're standing. While they're reacting, you're responding. While they're collapsing under pressure, you're breathing through it. That's the work, my child. Your assignment is not to be the fastest. It's to be the most faithful. It's not to be the loudest. It's to be the clearest. You don't chase crowds. You hold the line. And here's what I need you to understand about this calling. It will never look impressive to people who measure success by noise. It will never make sense to people who think influence is about numbers. Because your influence doesn't come from how many people see you. It comes from how deeply you stay rooted when everything around you is shaking. You were built to be stable in unstable rooms, to speak calmly when everyone else is shouting, to pray quietly when everyone else has stopped praying, to model endurance for generations that don't even know they're watching you. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, but I'm tired. I've been holding on for so long. When does it end? And I'm telling you, it doesn't end. It deepens. Because this work you're doing, beloved, it's not seasonal. It's generational. The stability you're carrying right now is breaking curses in your bloodline that go back further than you can trace. The peace you're holding is creating an atmosphere that your children and your children's children will breathe in without even knowing where it came from. The prayers you're praying in secret are shifting things in the spirit realm that won't manifest until long after you're gone. That's the work of a chosen one. You don't get immediate results. You get eternal impact. You don't get recognition. You get assignment. And here's the part most people never realize. Your presence is more powerful than your performance. Your wisdom is more valuable than your speed. Your consistency is more anointed than someone else's moment of inspiration. Because anyone can show up when it's exciting, but only the chosen ones show up when it's silent. Only the carriers stay faithful when no one's watching. Only the called keep holding the line when everyone else has walked away. So, let me tell you what your work is, my child. Your work is to stay soft in a hard world, to stay kind in a cruel season, to stay believing when belief makes no logical sense. That's it. That's the assignment. You are here to hold the line while others are still running, and one day, they'll come back to where you've been standing, and they'll finally understand. You weren't stuck. You were planted. Now, listen very carefully, my beloved child. This is not the end of what I have to tell you. This is only the beginning, because in the next message, I'm going to show you something that will change everything. I'm going to reveal to you how to recognize the exact moment when your assignment activates. There is a sign, a very specific sign that appears when heaven's alignment with your life begins to lock into place. Most people miss it. They're so used to disappointment that when the shift starts, they don't even notice. But you're not going to miss it, because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for. The conversations that will change. The doors that will suddenly open after years of silence. The people who will appear out of nowhere, carrying exactly what you need. But before we get there, I need you to do something right now. Not for me. For you. If this message found you today, it wasn't an accident. You were led here. And when heaven leads you somewhere, it expects a response. So right now, I want you to type 4 words in the comments. Just 4 words. I accept my assignment. That's it. Type it. Let heaven see that you heard what was spoken over you today. Let the angels record that you said yes before you even knew all the details. Because that's what faith is. Beloved, saying yes in the dark. And when you type those words, something shifts in the realm you cannot see. Now here's the second thing I need you to do. There is someone in your life right now who is carrying weight in silence. Someone who feels exactly the way you felt before you found this message. Abandoned, forgotten, wondering if God even sees them. Share this with them. Not because I asked you to, because they need to hear what you just heard. They need to know they're not crazy. They need to know their pain had a purpose, and you might be the only person in their life who will ever tell them. So share it. Protect them the way heaven just protected you. And finally, make sure you don't miss what's coming next, because what I'm about to reveal in the next message is not something I can repeat. It's time sensitive. It's assignment specific. And if you miss it, you'll spend months, maybe years, wondering why things aren't moving the way they should. So subscribe. Stay connected. Not to me, to the flow of what heaven is releasing over your life right now. Because this is your season. This is your moment. And everything you've been through was preparing you for what's about to be released. You've been in the wilderness long enough, my child. You've been tested long enough. You've been overlooked long enough. Your vindication is no longer coming. It's here. Your assignment is no longer distant. It's active. And the next time we speak, you're going to understand exactly how to walk in it. So don't go anywhere. Don't get distracted. Don't let the enemy pull you away right before the breakthrough. Stay with me. Because heaven stopped you here for a reason, and that reason is about to become so clear, you'll wonder how you ever doubted it. My beloved child, now you know why you're still here.